Good morning.
This is the Ronnie Record Show, sweet wife Karen.
It is.
And you know, today we're going to be talking about late Gordon Lightfoot.
Right.
Amazing songwriter.
Yes, he was. And did you know that he was from Canada?
Yes.
Yes.
I knew that.
Yes, yes. And he has been singing since he was like 7 or 8, started out in the church choir.
Oh.
And at 13, he was in a talent show and he won.
I believe it. You know, I got to tell you, now this is the big hit that I didn't particularly care for. It was like 1970, around there. The wreck of the something or other, you know the song?
Right.
You got the list. What is
Yeah,
it?
it was 1975.
Okay, this was a huge hit. The wreck of the ship that was on the Great Lakes. And
right, and I vaguely remember reading something that the reason why he wrote this not only was to honor the people that were on the ship,
yeah,
but journalists misspelled a name of the ship.
Oh.
And so he wrote a song about it. The ship.
Well, you know, that's just awesome. You know, like I said, in the 70s I was listening to great pop music. I've never been a huge fan of folk type music, as you know. So I just kind of skipped over Gordon Lightfoot and never thought much about him after that. Right?
Yeah.
And that's sad because it was like I just recently rediscovered Gordon Lightfoot.
Right.
I'm a late fan, and I'm a big fan now because he was a lyricist. You know, I mean, he's got great voice, great tunes, but I was never into the words, as I've said many times on this show, because I grew up with rock and roll, which was bop bop doodle, bam bam doom, you know. So it was just like a lot of nonsense lyrics, but it was all about dancing and the beat.
Right.
Well, this song I never liked a song about ships. Even the Beach Boys did the Sloop John B or something, and I never put that up in the top 20, 30 of the Beach Boys songs. Johnny Horton did a song called The Bismarck way back in the 50s, early 60s. That's got nothing to do with rock and roll. So I'm still, this is not one of my favorite records, but it's Gordon Lightfoot, and you think your story about him writing that thing. Now, see, I get goosebumps about that, you know. So, really, and so now I am into lyrics. So there's, I picked out like.
You should read a lot of, or listen to the lyrics of a lot of songs. If you didn't do that back in the 70s,
right? Now
would be the time. Okay, what are we going to now?
Well, we're going to play a song.
Okay.
This is one of, I think it's a great song, but I just got it skipped over in the 70s. You could read my mind.
Well, that's a little loud, hon.
What a tale my thoughts could tell.
Okay, better.
Better?
You can go up a little bit, but that was pretty loud.
So you got all the paper here.
I do. All
what's
right,
this song called?
If you could read my mind.
You read my mind.
Okay. And if you could read my mind was about the breakup of his first marriage. And he actually wrote this in 1962. And it was, you know, I don't know how many times he was married, but it was about a breakup. But, sweetheart, you say that a lot to me.
What?
Well, that wasn't what I meant. Read my mind.
Oh, no, I never say read my mind, because I can't even read my mind.
Yeah, but, well, that wasn't what I meant.
Here.
The words were not what I meant.
Well, yeah, I do say that. And,
you do.
Anyway, you know how we watch some of those shows about, you write the songs out of pain. Well, a lot of his songs were out of pain.
Right, they were.
Like this song.
He was a folk singer and turned it into folk pop.
Yeah, I think that's why I listen to this song, and it's folk pop to me. Because listen to that tune. You know, it's just a great melody.
He just said the ending was just too hard to take.
Yeah, haunting words.
Right.
I mean, you gotta be a wordsmith to be this kind of a writer, to show his feelings in a song.
The ending of anything that was important to you was always hard.
Yeah. So that was another heartfelt song by Gordon Lightfoot. I love this song. Didn't pay attention to it in the 70s. Again, I'm sorry. But I'm going back, and I'm sorry that he died. Now, luckily, it was of old age. It wasn't drugs or...
Right. He died of natural causes. But he was also a very sick, excuse me, sick throughout his life.
Yeah, are you sick?
No, I'm not sick.
Oh.
No. He had, in 1972, he had Bell's palsy. In 2002, he was in a coma for 6 weeks because of an aneurysm.
So something wrong with his brain.
Yeah,
right?
and there was something, but there was, in 2006, he had a heart attack, and it affected his right hand, which was his guitar hand.
Oh, that's always sad.
But within months, because he worked so hard, he was back playing again.
Oh, awesome.
So he has been sick throughout his life, and he had to cancel all of his 2023 tours because he was sick. So.
Well, I'm sorry that I caught up to Gordon now.
Right.
I'm not sorry. Yeah, because it's fun to say, wow, how did I miss this guy? You know. So now I got what, 4 albums?
Yeah, you do.
You know, a friend gave them to me even recently. So I rediscovered him. Okay.
All right.
What's our next song?
Sundown.
Sundown. What?
Sundown.
Okay.
So the little sidebar on Sundown, they actually say that they made Arizona highway popular because the highway is called Sundown, and there's a great big sign, one of those green signs on the highway that says really? Sundown Highway. Right.
Oh.
So Sundown was his biggest hit.
Well, it's catchy. It's a kind of catchy tune.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And this was about a young lady named Kathy Smith and their breakup. She was a Baptist.
Breakup?
Yeah, she was. Well, I'm going to take back that breakup. She was a backup. Can't read my own writing. She was a backup singer.
Oh,
turned
breakup,
mistress.
Yeah.
Turned mistress.
Oh.
I know, right?
Naughty boy.
Yes. And I think it was in 1970. But
Those backup singers,
So that's what Sundown. Yeah, it's about.
I'm glad you do this research because I knew very little about Gordon Lightfoot.
Well,
but this was like a #1, I think, on the hit parade. Yeah, Billboard. Yeah.
Yep, it was his #1. Okay.
So another song out of Heartbreak or Over a Girl. Yeah.
We just did Carefree Highway. I think I just messed up. Let's back up like I didn't say anything.
This is the sun.
I know Sundown is not, that is right. But that's not about my Arizona. Let's forget I said Arizona.
Do you want to do this episode over?
No, I don't.
I'm so confused.
No. All right, let's go to...
You're the one that's supposed to know all these things.
Sundown is about Kathy Smith. That was a backup singer.
What's our next song?
All right, it's Carefree Highway.
Oh, all right.
So that's the reason why I said now he made Arizona popular.
All right, you don't have to say anything else
Arizona
about this song then, right?
Okay.
Did he break up with somebody on the Carefree Highway?
It was a metaphor for a state of mind.
Yeah.
Seeks escape from failed affairs that he had. Yeah.
Well, it's still on all. He had a lot of failed affairs. This poor guy.
Yeah.
It should be called Rocky Highway.
Her name was Ann.
Ann. All right. I can't keep track of all his
ex-girlfriends.
ex-girlfriends.
Carefree Highway is all
Ex-wives, ex-girlfriends. Yeah. That's what happens.
He sings a lot about his past love.
Well, poor guy.
Yeah.
But he wrote a lot of good songs.
He did. He wrote about 20 studio albums.
Whoa.
Yeah, he did. And
prolific.
Hundreds of single songs. And he sang, I wish I would have wrote it down, but I didn't. But Mamas and the Papas sang one of his songs and made it a big, big hit.
Was he? Was Michelle Phillips one of his girlfriends?
I didn't find that.
Okay.
That one I did not find.
So we're going to play the next song, which is a favorite. It was not a big hit, but I'm going to play his original, which is awesome. And this one, I got the words here. The song,
I read it.
and they're just heart-wrenching, and I just immediately identified with it when I was imbibing a little too much. And here's this guy out on this. He's just out at an airport, and he's got $1 in his pocket, and another breakup, I think, for him. This song's about.
It was just about a guy that was down on his luck.
Oh, I thought it was about him.
And very far away from home.
Yeah.
Watching a plane, a Boeing 707 taking off.
Let me play the song. Let me play the song.
Yeah. And he's sitting there watching the plane take off. And I remember being a teenager, I could hear the railroad tracks. And, you know, teenage years were a little hard for me, but it just said, I wonder where I would end up if I just got on that train.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, probably every teenager.
Well, I think I had feelings like that in adulthood.
Where would I be better off? I don't know, but now I can't go.
Well, about this song, it's Early Morning Rain, and I pictured this guy, he's drunk, he's at the small airport, or medium-sized airport, the planes are taking off, he's standing, got $1, he can't get on the plane because you don't have any money, and he's talking about how planes not like a freight train, because I can hop on a freight train to get out of here and go home.
And who knows where I'll end up if I do that, but...
Well, he wanted to go home, and whatever home
he was far from home.
But he couldn't get home, and and then on top of it, it starts to rain.
Right.
So here it is, early morning, drunk, starting to rain, this desolate airport, jets are taking off, he can't get on one. And you can just feel the pain.
You know, looking at that plane going, oh, that was my future. Well, no, it's not.
You know, and one more time, it's like, in a way, it's like Seasons in the Sun that we talked about before, where he lived his high life chasing girls and drinking too much, and all of a sudden now it's over. And he's saying, oh, it's some good times, but here I am, and I don't know what to do.
The song is good.
So I don't know if the fans out there are gonna appreciate this, but I'm gonna say, when somebody does a honorable, respectful version of one of your songs, to me it's like a tribute, especially if you do it right. And as you know, I've gotten into later songs done by Elvis in the last year or so, like Kentucky Rain.
Right.
Well, he did a version of this song. I'd like to close today with his version.
This is Elvis's version?
Yeah, which I think is just great. And it's a tribute to me, to this great singer. I think when I first heard Elvis's version, I didn't know it was a Gordon Lightfoot song.
Right.
And I think Elvis did a wonderful, respectful version. And here's his version. And I'd like to close with this. And I think a lot of people did their versions of Gordon Lightfoot songs.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a simple.
Yeah. A dollar in my hand.
With I kind of hear the words better with Elvis.
I can.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before.
Yeah. But Gordon, and he was a good-looking man. Boy,
yeah, well,
boy.
He was.
Oh,
you know. We fought over which.
Look.
Karen and I fought over which album cover we're going to put a Gordon. I like this one. Karen likes this one.
Yeah.
But I think
that 70s look, right?
You know, and I don't know if you can see this. I like it kind of faded out a little bit.
That's that one.
So anyway, for somebody that just discovered Gordon Lightfoot, I got all these albums.
No, right?
I inherited them from Michael. You know.
The internet and YouTube is just flooded with Gordon Lightfoot, and you could just learn stuff you never knew. I mean, I didn't know a lot of this about Gordon Lightfoot.
I do very little, so. But I'm glad we could do this tribute to such a wonderful songwriter and singer and
he's
guitar
a
player.
And he played the banjo.
Yeah.
He had a lot of different guys that played with him. He started off in just a 3-piece band, and then it kind of grew.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think we're trying to close here,
okay.
fellow co-host. Anyway, we had a wonderful time trying to figure out which songs to play. Of course, I think we played his big hits, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. You know, if you're first to this this show, we put out a lot. We put one out a week practically. So you know, subscribe, hit the bell, visit us
Make
all
comments.
the time.
We'd like to hear
Make
your
comments.
Yeah.
We're the Ronnie Record Show, and
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
was.
was.
Yeah. We appreciate people supporting us. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you, sweetheart.
Oh, I do too, sweetheart. Oh, I
Oh,
love.
you
Oh,
love you?
that's not like I love me.
He does. He loves himself.
All right, sweetheart.
Okay. I love you.
Oh, can't make it. That's all right. That's right. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I love you. Nice song.